Welcome to the McAllen Cable Network Studios. I have a very special guest today to talk about health and fitness. Dr. Jeremy Ensline from Rio Grande Regional Hospital. Thank you very much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
We're talking about the McAllen Kids Marathon, and what do kids have to do with health and fitness? Everything these days. Tell us, what kind of advice could you give parents and their kids? The children have to run 26.2 miles. However, there's things they can do on their own.
Absolutely. Actually, a big part of the marathon process is exercise at home. They did the inaugural mile recently to kind of kick things off, and it ends in January, but they're responsible to complete those other 24 miles on their own. And there are local trails, local tracks, lots of different places they can go to get this kind of exercise. Although running is wonderful and walking is excellent too, bicycle riding, swimming, there are lots of opportunities for people to achieve a certain level of cardiovascular fitness that is pretty sorely lacking nowadays.
You're a cardiologist.
Yes, sir.
That's your specialty. What is it that people can do so they can avoid visiting you in the future?
Well, certainly staying in an optimal weight would be great. People who are close to an optimal weight will have fewer cardiovascular issues, but exercise is very important and an important part of staying in an optimal weight. Generally, I tell patients that they should be shooting for a minimum of 30 minutes of exercise 5 days a week and a clean, healthy diet. Websites like the American Heart Association can give you a good balanced diet that you can follow. And a lot of it's portion control too. You go to a restaurant nowadays and they fill your plate sky high, and you don't have to finish all of it. You need to try to live a moderate lifestyle, and that will always help. Avoiding smoking, drinking in moderation, these sorts of things.
I know that children are doing it, the McAllen Kids Marathon, to sort of get a medal and a shirt at the end. They have to finish 26.2 miles. But it doesn't hurt if parents do the same miles at home with their kids.
Absolutely not. I mean, if anything, you know, kids are much more sedentary nowadays. Everybody has a tablet and video games and Netflix and stay indoors way too much, way more than you and I probably did as children, where you went outside and came home when the light came on. But if anybody's more sedentary than today's kids, it's probably their parents. So going out there and being encouraged by your children, being inspired by your children, and going out there and exercising regularly with them, just going for a walk around the neighborhood a few times, getting in those 30 minutes as a family, that can be a great help and can keep you out of my office.
Rio Grande Regional Hospital, the City of McAllen, McAllen Independent School District, the Monitor are all partnering up, and Telemundo 40 are all partnering up for this great initiative. You can register your child at McAllenKidsMarathon.com. Registration is important because it gives us a count of how many kids will participate in January. The final mile will be Saturday, January 14th at the McAllen Convention Center. Doctor, what other advice can you give to the children as they run their miles to finish in January?
Well, just have fun doing it would be the best thing you could tell them, because if they can learn to love an active lifestyle, being outdoors and getting your heart rate up and that special high you get from physical activity, it can produce a lifetime of results.
How do you stay fit, Doctor?
Just regular exercise with walking and not so much running, just due to the wear and tear potential on your joints and everything, but walking for exercise and trying to hit that 2.5 hours a week level that I'm suggesting.
Should people avoid fatty foods and stuff like that?
Absolutely.
Nutrition?
I mean, it's not that you can have a fat-free diet or you need a fat-free diet, but certainly having the unhealthy stuff in moderation. Moderation in anything other than tobacco is probably, and drugs is probably fine. But you need to find that moderation with portion control and having the fat be a small portion of your diet, not a large portion of your diet.
For the adults, when should they start going to ask their doctor about their circulation?
Well, I think there's not a specific age, but I think that based on your risk factors such as hypertension, diabetes, cholesterol, a family history of coronary artery disease, your family doctor will probably start things off and make the determination when you need a further evaluation. You might have a screening EKG in the office as well, which might prompt an evaluation sooner to a cardiologist. But generally, if you are active and you have no symptoms with activity and you're controlling your risk factors, you can avoid the visit to my office a lot more easily.
Any final comments, Doctor?
No, I would just encourage everybody to go out there and try to be active, live a healthy lifestyle, and try to be as good as you can be for as long as you can.
And of course, the City of McAllen can't do it without our great community partners here at Rio Grande Regional Hospital, always coming through for our community. And of course, register your child at www.McAllenKidsMarathon.com. Registration is open for the next several weeks, and of course, children will get a medal and a t-shirt at the final mile in January 14th. For the City of McAllen, I'm Roy Cantu.